which way should I hold it?
Alright, you guys, we're back for another Project Sax episode. This was a continuation of the elementary school episode that we were doing. I'm back here with my sister Demetrius on the same day.
Hi.
And we call her Mimi, so I'm just going to be calling her Mimi. But we're here to talk about her saxophone itself. Now, the saxophone itself is a very, very big part of your playing. I mean, not only do you need the saxophone, but the saxophone produces the sound and produces the ability to do certain things on the instrument. Um, when you're starting off, what you want to start off is with a saxophone like this. This is a Silver Bundy 2, and it's not the prettiest thing on the planet, and it's not going to be the prettiest thing on the planet. But when you're looking for a good saxophone, it doesn't have to be the prettiest thing on the planet. Some of the best saxophones aren't the prettiest thing on the planet. So look wisely and don't be first. Don't be ready to criticize it at every turn. Long as it fulfills the the requirements of a good saxophone, it's a good saxophone no matter what it looks like. And it's a lot of it's pretty much up to you. But when you're playing this, here you go. This is her saxophone. When you're playing a beginner saxophone, you might not have all of the luxuries of a professional saxophone. You may not have all of that, but the beginner saxophones are designed to get you in the mood of playing just the bare minimum of what you need to do to learn how to play. It's designed not too complicated and not too overbearing, so you'll be able to learn at the most efficient way possible. Now, depending on what brand you get, it's very important. And I know I can't zoom into it because my camera doesn't focus like that, but it's a Bundy Summer 2, and Bundys tend to be pretty good. It got taken over by the Silver Company, but so in your opinion, how does it play? Mm-hmm.
It plays like a regular saxophone normally plays. It plays beautifully, and all the music that I play on it, it just reacts to it. You know, when I get new reeds, it might be kind of fuzzy, but you get used to it.
Yeah. Well, in general, reeds are going to be fuzzy when you first get them because you have to break them in. Like I'm going to state in my next video on mouthpieces and reeds that reeds, depending on what brand you get, could be a lot harder to break in, like Van Dorns are harder to break in than Ricos, you know. But I'll get to that in another video. But let's see. How long have you been playing the saxophone?
About 4.5 years.
4.5 years. Let's see. Let's see. 4.5 years. That's a good age, and she seems to be in somewhat good playing condition. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, she seems to be in somewhat good playing position. You can hear a little clicking in it because she needs some more shim pads, but it it just it's nothing big and drastic that you need to take it to the fixer so they can find something else wrong with it so they can fix it, and then they not know what they're doing. I'd rather her keep a saxophone that can make a moderate to a pretty good tone than one that doesn't make it at all. So it's it's pretty good. Let's see. So what types of music do you play on your
Normally I play like
phone? Do you play like classical music that your teacher gives you, like rock and roll music or something like that?
we play like both classical, rock, normal music. Things that you don't really expect inside of an elementary band to play.
Yeah.
Like normally you'd expect some baby stuff, like little musics, like, oh, we're going to play something.
Yeah, something out of the rhythm book or something like that, But it gets pretty good when you have the saxophone that you want to play. And what do you wish you had on your saxophone? What are some of your wishes as a playing on a beginner saxophone? What do you wish you had?
Well, I really don't have a wish. Like maybe I would wish to have some screws put back inside of here, but
Mhm.
the rest I think is pretty good, including for a beginner one. Beginner saxophone.
And granted that you're in an elementary school band, a lot of people don't know how to handle their instruments, especially being 9 and 10, maybe even 8 years old, playing these instruments, and you're like, hey, don't hit my instrument, but they don't understand. They're not paying for it, so they don't know what to do and what to expect, out of their horn. They just know I pick it up, I play it, it should be good. No, but horn is a lot more sensitive than that. And
Hmm.
you experienced that yourself. What have you experienced, in your horn that might get damaged really easily?
Well, normally what would get damaged is like the bottom part. When you put it down, you don't want to put it down rough. You just want to put it down really softly. And then it's like this back area. You might get scratches over here or dents on your horn. And then it comes to the reed. The reed, people walk all well, like they walk everywhere, and so that might get a crack and get on someone's pants or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to like move with while you're holding it, but you get used to it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Have you ever experienced the bad feeling of never or not having a neck strap?
Yes.
Is that a good feeling?
Nope.
Okay. I don't know.
It's like you have to hold your horn and it's really hard to hold, and you only have your finger for support down here. You don't even have support up here, so you have to like play it this way, and you have like your fingers and stuff, and you try to hold it up with your key, but it's really hard.
Yeah, I've experienced that too. What is the hardest part about playing the saxophone for you?
Well, it's like the music. The music is really hard and difficult, and it goes to different levels. So on the saxophone, you normally, when you get a reed that you're not used to, you have to play it, and you have to play it really good. But you don't because you just got the reed, so it's still kind of fuzzy.
Mm-hmm. So you have to learn how to process your reads. Processing your reads is really important. A lot of people have little reed trays where they stick their reeds in and they play all of them right out the box. Now that's a good thing and a bad thing. You really have to take care of your reeds if you're playing them straight out of the box and just getting them all wet, because the humidity factor and a whole bunch of other things can really deter you from playing your reeds in the optimum fashion as possible. Um, I know Dave Sanborn. He marks his reads, and on the case he'll say a good number one, number two, number three. Just to play your best read at your best occasion. So is there anything else you want to say to the people?
Well, if you were going to pick a saxophone and you were going to ask somebody which would it be, I would mostly pick a Bundy or Selmer Bundy, like a Selmer Bundy or a beginner Bundy, because they're really good, and if you think about it, if it's used, then you'll have a harder time, but you'll be able to challenge yourself.
And that reminds me, when I first had my first saxophone was a Southern Bundy, and it had a lot of issues wrong with it when I first got it because it was a used. But my parents wanted me to have my own saxophone. They didn't really want to have to worry about payments on it. So what my parents did was they got me a used saxophone, and it was good enough just to blow. Almost every note was out of tune because it had some sort of leak in there. But the thing is, when you have leaks on a saxophone, but someone who doesn't know they have a leak, it's kind of hard to tell them that they're not playing it right or it's not playing to its top potential because they think the saxophone is supposed to be that hard to play. And that's what I thought for the last like 2 years or the first 2 years of me playing. And then I started to see other people playing things that I could never play. And I was like, I've been trying my butt, off, to play this, trying all day practicing, trying to figure out how to play these notes. And then I coming out on my horn, what's going on? And I never thought the horn was messed up. I just thought I wasn't playing it right. And my band teacher, Mr. Lane, Mr. Lane, he really, really got down on me about the things that I did wrong. And I don't even know if he knew that my saxophone was in such bad condition. It took a lot of money to get my saxophone fixed. That's how I knew it was in bad condition. But it seems as though you have a good saxophone here to start off with, because I can see that the pads are still, rosy type orange. They are all consistent with each other. Um, Everything's going down pretty comfortably, so nothing's really stiff. Everything's pretty much loose. Everything's tight. Every spring you can kind of hear it. Nothing's scraping against the springs, or the springs or they seem to be in good condition.
It's really stable.
Yeah, it's pretty, yeah, pretty stable horn. Um, this neck actually was one of my old necks, because the neck that came with this one, it was missing a pad, so I just let her use one of my old for my first saxophone, sewing bunny neck. So yeah, and it had a pretty good cork on it, good enough to keep her in tune. So yeah, the only thing she needs is these screws replaced, and this happens to all saxophone players, especially if you're in a marching band. If you rub up against the guards here, the screws will just eventually wear loose and just fall off, and you're like, where my screw go? Or it falls off in the case, and then like me, I have like two screws in the case, and I'm like, where did it go? But yeah, saxophone's a wonderful instrument, and once again, I gotta say, is there anything else you want to say? That's last remarks?
Um. Well, I want to say that you should probably take really good care of your saxophone so it won't be really bad when you start playing it. You just want to really take good care of it. Like, put it in the case, don't bang it up against stuff. Keep it, like
Pristine condition.
in good condition.
Yeah, so it's very important. All right. Well,
And
wait, one more thing.
the more beautiful it plays.
The more beautiful it plays. I'm not. Oh, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? We gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about it.
Okay. Well, like, the more you keep it really nice and really, like, if you play it a lot and you keep it really good and no one messes with it, nothing bad happens to it, it plays really beautifully. And
Okay. All right. That's simple enough for me. I'm Devin, and this is
Mimi.
and this is Project Sax, another episode. Okay, guys. So tomorrow we're going to be on location with a Mr. Stanley Baird. Are you familiar with him?
No.
You're not familiar with Stanley Baird?
No,
Okay.
I'm not.
Alright, so make sure you tune in to the videos to see what Mr. Stanley Baird is all about, because he's a national recording artist, and I believe he's my mentor as well. So you should already know him, but
Okay.
yeah, but you'll learn a lot more about the Stanley Baird behind the mask tomorrow when I come up with the video for it. I'll be interviewing Mr. Stanley Baird, and we will be talking about a lot of things, especially the concert that he had a week or two ago. So yeah, it's gonna be wonderful. Okay, yeah, and if you haven't catch the concert, every part of the concert is on the channel, so check it out. It's him, Stanley Baird's group with the Yolanda Robin, and it's really good. So guys, check it out. This is Project Sax, and I'm out.